Hello, we're live. Welcome to another episode of Weekend Wargamers Game Talk. Okay, we're going to figure out a better name, but most importantly, this week we're going to talk about the best and the worst battle lines and the grand order or grand alliance of the orders. So we're going to talk about that. But as usual, I'm your host, John, and we've got Josh Gosh on his outside. Good to have you, man. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
I don't know. It's kind of relaxing to talk about Warhammer on a Sunday night. Yeah.
Mm, after all the hustle and bustle.
After all the hustle, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with life and as a parent. Well, here
Mm,
we are. Well, hopefully we will be able to add some value and some fun to you guys who's watching. Now, this is an unadvertised live show because this is the first live show that we've done for this channel. So thanks for tuning in. And without further ado, let's go. And yes, do join in the discussion. Type in the chat if you ever do get across to watching this episode. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, feel free to interact with the comments. We'll be um, responding to that. Okay, so first, let's talk about what's been happening since we last had the show a couple of weeks ago. The first thing is the new Spearhead boxes. Personally, I'm pretty
yes.
excited about this. Um, Josh, do you want to talk about the Spearhead? Because based on my understanding, this is pretty similar to what they've been doing in 40K with the Combat Patrol. Was that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I think the first spearhead box they announced was the Stormcast one.
Yes, that was on the 8th of Jan, I think.
Yeah, oh wow. You remember the
24.
date?
I did look it up. Yep.
Oh, okay. So I think uh going to 10th edition for 40K, I think GW wanted to do something like a box where new players can just buy, assemble, paint, and play with just that box with the same within the same box of another faction. So two players, two person, they each buy one box, they assemble, they paint, and they get it ready, and they just play. And supposedly that all these boxes are balanced. Supposedly,
All right. Okay. So let's go with that. So if I can rehash what you're saying, basically, new players can jump into the world of Age of Sigmar 3.0, I guess will be soon 4.0,
4.0, yeah.
without buying a 2,000 point army and worrying about what to put in it. You can just pick up one of these spearhead boxes, and if your mates have an artifaction spearhead box, you can just play.
Mm,
Whereas
yeah,
at the moment, that doesn't exist, right? We've got Vanguard, we've got Start Collecting, we've got Battle Forces. It's kind of all over the place. Well, I mean, in a cool
yeah,
way, but it doesn't have that feeling that you could just pick a box and then go play. So this is that idea. And then you mentioned because people can just get this box. Let's say I start City of Sigma, and then you pick up the Fresh Eater Courts box. Now
yeah.
I know City of Sigma because now I literally have a 2K or 2.5K army of that. You have started FEC, Fresh
Yeah,
Eater Courts.
yeah.
How is that box? I mean, so I've got the list of the units here. We've got Abhorrent Arc Regent, Crypt
Yeah,
Guard, the Knights, which are the mounted units. You get 3 of them, and then you get the hero, right?
yeah, it's a
Vanguard
hero as well.
Courtier.
Yeah, that's right.
How is that? Is that a strong box? Is there any crap in it? Basically, is what I'm asking.
No, I think it's pretty good. Like I think uh the abhorrent arch region and the crypt ghoul can maybe go together as a team, and
Okay,
then
right.
the more
So
help
they
knight
block each
and
other.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. And is that two um, battle lines or just one?
I think if I'm not mistaken, there is no battle line in the current book. Funny enough.
What?
Oh, wait. Sorry. I think a creep guard is battle line. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Almost got
Yeah.
you there. So because I guess in the City of Sigma box, just looking at this, there are two battle lines. So when you run Steel Helms natural battle line, and
Yeah.
then the Cavaliers are a battle line when your general is a marshal or a free guild leader. In this case, the free guild Cavalier Marshal will fill that spot. So you automatically get the
Oh,
battle line,
okay, okay.
which is
Okay.
quite cool. The cannon, it's not bad, right? Without any box, the
Yeah.
cannon's actually not bad. So I
Yeah,
guess the
yeah.
whole box is quite functional.
Mm.
Um, that's new. Now, what do you think the pricing is going to be? Talking about Australian dollars, yeah? City of
Uh,
Sigma, what do you reckon?
so if I think people on Reddit talk about this being somewhere $10-15 higher in Australian dollars.
Okay, sure.
So maybe it's about there.
Wait, $10, $15 more than what?
More, sorry, more than the current, maybe your current the previous box that each faction has.
Wait, are you talking about the combat patrol? Or are you talking about the army box?
No, the what is that box again? What do you call the box? Was it, no? It's not start collecting, but the next one, the Vanguard boxes. Yeah.
Oh, but we don't have Vanguard. Okay, all right, okay,
Wait,
fine. So
don't
it's
we?
supposed to be the same pricing as Vanguard because
No, it's
City
supposed to be
doesn't have Vanguard.
higher. It's supposed to be higher, apparently.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, based on what you're telling me, I mean, without knowing too much detail on the 40k combat patrol stuff, it's just a new Vanguard, which is a small box, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's got 2024 pricing, so it's good a bit higher. Okay, fair enough.
yeah. Some people say it's about like $10-15 higher,
Okay,
something
all
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so question: are you gonna buy it?
I already had a box, the Flash Eater Cod box that has
The
the
army box.
the army box that has
Mhm.
crypt guard. It has 3 out of 4 items here. So I need more knights, but I don't mind another crypt guard. The courtier, not sure if I need that, but I think I'll buy this box because I want the region and the knights. So
Yeah,
two
of
unit
course.
out of 4,
All
not
right,
bad, not bad.
right. We're gonna hold you to it because now
Yeah.
your testimony is online. Yeah. For me, I think it depends on how much the city's box is going to be. I can do with some more Cavaliers, but I really don't need anything else. So it'd be nice to collect because the models are very nice, but that's it from my perspective.
Hmm.
But I guess for a new player, that would be very good value because otherwise, if you
Yeah,
buy them separately, it's really quite expensive. The army
yeah,
box
yeah.
is very good, but yeah, of course, that's going to run out soon.
So the Great
Yeah.
Cannon is
So,
good.
hey,
The
sorry.
Sorry, the Great Cannon is good according to you.
Yeah, the Great Cannon is good. So we talked about this Fusilier formation, but I guess that's
Ah, yes.
for another show. I think if you don't buff the cannon versus the Fusilier, cannon isn't bad. But of course, the biggest difference between the cannon and the Fusilier is Fusilier can be a battle line, but the cannons cannot. So
Hmm.
there's a bit of play there. And well,
Hmm.
anyway, I do like the cannon.
Yeah.
It hasn't performed for me all that well. Yet.
Ah, okay.
Um, yeah, okay. Well, yet to see. Maybe after this box come out, more people are going to buy the cannons because right now it's
Hmm.
really hard to get. Right, you got to buy it separately.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, the next news that's on recently actually just happened a few days ago. It dropped on Friday. Today's Sunday night for you Warhammer fans. Um, New Battle Scroll update. Essentially, is a bigger pack of updates for Age of Sigmar 3.0. They do this every now and then. So they got point adjustments, which I'm very happy with. Valerio got cheaper, etc., etc. Um, there's some
Nagash.
faction updates, which I think is nice. Just some minor updates, from my opinion, anyway. Um, there are now 2-inch battle line attacks, which I think it's
Oh,
fantastic.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
some units that was previously garbage now is not garbage anymore. And I think about my uh, vanquishers. Previously, they were just rubbish. Now, because of 2-inch attack, it actually does something useful. So that's great, and they fixed a whole bunch there. I think Night Haunt, is there any faction that got multiple 2-inch attack buffs? I mean,
Multiple.
so yeah, they've got more than one unit that got that buff, which I think is healthy because Nighton, I guess, I think of them as having just hordes and hordes of models. So the fact that you can do more things than just charging all the time is kind of
Yeah.
good, right? Slightly more interactive, I hope. I still hate Nighthaunt for a record, but I guess that's a healthy thing. And then last but not least, from what I saw anyway, there has been a rebalancing of the feel bad mechanics. So one of them would be because I run cities now, I fully
Mm.
appreciate the full power of the Fusiliers. So I
Mm.
can imagine if someone ran like 40 to 40 plus Fusiliers with the 6 to extra mortal wound blazing weapon buff from the Warforger. It's just sucks, right? Because the points is
Mm.
cheap enough and they just wipe you out. There's nothing you can do about it because Immortals on the 6. A block of 20 can do about 44 shots or 42,
Mm.
sorry.
Mm.
That's insane, right? Like you just sit there and you go, well, threat range 35 inches with the buffs. What are you gonna do? You just sit there and take it and then pack all your toys home. So I think that kind of stuff sucks. So they fixed that. That's good. Also, another key thing they fixed I saw was Seraphon. I know it because I played
Oh.
Seraphon before.
Yeah, yeah.
So they debuffed the Starborn on the Celestial Cosmic
Yeah.
Cosmic Power Points. Well, I haven't played Starborn for a while. So yeah, so they debuff that. You only get 2 points on the first unbind and first cast, which is way better than before. And then they also made just everything more expensive, which is I think great, good for the game. I think they're still
No,
viable.
no, it's
Um,
not all expensive, right? Like they
Most of them
reduce.
are more expensive. They some of the units no one plays, like Stegodons.
Yeah.
They're cheaper, but who cares? But
No,
that was
because
my view, right?
oh, okay, okay. Because I understand that because everybody is playing lizards, seraphons, and they want everybody is just playing lizard wizards. So usually GW does this. If an army is so popular, they will just put up all the points up and just make the whole army sort of not that popular to play with.
Well, I mean, it
Yeah.
goes hand in hand with the power level of the War Scrolls, right? Because previously, even a noob, I am I am the living example of that. I went to Sydney GT with Seraphon, and I've only played one game of Seraphon in my life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I still got to the top table, and I played. Yeah, I went 4-1 without any knowledge and practice on Seraphon. Well, except one game.
Well,
That's not because I'm a good player. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but you you took that Stormcast guy, what's his name?
Celestine
Celestine
Prime.
Prime. Yeah, because you played Celestine Prime a few times, so you roughly know how to use him,
But come on,
right?
I mean, I know one unit. I know one
He
allied unit of how the army works. That
yeah,
shouldn't
but
be how it's played, isn't it?
well, if you know where to put him, where he should strike, and where his things, then Seraphon, the other Seraphon becomes your support
What?
kind of thing.
No, no. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
it was just so easy before because if you just cast a lot. Even if you cast all the wrong spells and you don't cast to the situation, you cast to the script. Like I'm going to cast. So example,
Okay.
Slan has 3 casts. One cast, I'm going to cast Cogs. That gets me 2 points. The Cogs can cast another spell, another 2 points. So I've got 4 points out of the first cast. Second
Mm,
cast, I cast, I don't know, Mythic Shield.
mm,
And I got 6 points. And then I cast anything else, which, they come with War Scroll spells. Plus, I picked 2 spells. Any spell, I get 8 points. And they've got
mm,
+1 to cast on the War Scroll, and then if I am next to a buffer, which of course you have Astrolith banner, you get another one. So I get +2 to cast. I've got primal. I just cast out of range of 30, and you can't do anything. You just sit there, go, oh, how many
Ah,
more casts
okay.
is there? And then
Okay,
without
okay.
you being able to do anything,
Yeah, yeah.
I can summon some lizards, which makes no sense. Well, really, like I think about it, it makes no sense. Like so non-interactive. And if you come close,
Ah, okay, okay.
like someone did,
Yeah,
without
yeah.
really thinking it through, you blow up because there are lots of mortal wounds explosion spells that you just can't
Ah,
really deal
okay.
with. So I think
Okay.
that's terrible. I think it's kind of like KO, but not. I think it's even worse than KO because KO in my head anyway, they just fly, shoot everything, GG. Yep, they just jump, pew pew pew. Yeah, you can pack
Isn't
up,
that what?
right?
Yeah, but isn't that what that's what KO is?
Well, yeah, okay, that's true. But the main difference is at least they come fly by, they shoot. If they lose the gamble and misses, they lose, right? Well,
Ah, yes, that's right, that's
they
right.
they don't, but yeah, they
Yeah,
they
but
they lose.
Seraphon, you can't
Yeah,
do
but
anything about
Seraphon,
it.
if
Ah, okay,
you
okay.
play really well, I feel like almost there's a couple of things you can't stop, just non-interactive.
Ah,
Imagine
okay,
me
okay.
casting 10 spells, you just sit there going, I don't know, should I get a coffee? Should I sit down? Should I take some
Wait,
photos?
nobody tried to dispel your spells, or
Because the Seraphon, well, it's 30 inches, right? So if you
oh, okay.
place correctly, you'll be
Ah,
so
okay.
far away the first turn anyway. They can't
Yeah.
actually dispel you. But then you can dispel them because those two slans, the Lord
Uh-huh.
Croak and Slans, Star Master, they have global unbind range,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
right? So when it's the Seraphon Starborn's turn, it's just not interactive.
Ah,
I think
okay,
that's
okay.
not cool. That's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
That's not really fun.
sure, sure. And I
Yeah,
guess the fact that you can take the slant Star Master, is it Star Master?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
Star Master and the Croak, yeah,
and the Lock Croak together,
which
maybe.
I did, yeah. And
Yeah,
people sometimes run 2 Star Seers as well, so that's like
yeah.
two
And
casts each on the Star
it,
Seers
it
plus
becomes
3 plus
it
4.
becomes a meta. It's like a very solid spellcasting army. So I think GW wants
Yeah,
to change it up. Yeah,
and they've got spell domination, like, they've got
yeah,
so
yeah.
high to plus to cast, it's, like, really not cool.
So
So, I'm glad anyway, this is a very long way of saying, even though I played and I own a Seraphon army, I'm glad they got rid of that. So it's still fun, but you don't feel that imbalance mode anymore, like, it's slightly better,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
um,
True, true, true.
yeah. Actually, all the units I talked about, all the points went up. Lord Croak, Astrolith
Yeah,
Banner, and
yeah,
Slam.
yeah. I
All
saw
the four
that.
went up.
I saw that. So I think they put a lot of points down for all the other units.
No, no, just Stegodons.
No, no,
What?
they put is everything went down.
Hey?
Yeah, no.
No, no, no,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no, no.
yes. Then I think that's why there's so many incentive for other
All
units.
right. We have
Okay.
evidence right now. Let's have a look. All right.
Come
Because I was looking at this
on,
before. So let's
come
go
on,
to
come on.
Seraphon, right?
Ah, it's more green and red.
Stegodon down, Riders down. Who cares, right? I don't know. Maybe some people.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it could be like a new list. Like
Off riders, I don't. I doubt it. But I'm glad the Carnosaurs got cheaper. So the Carnosaurs got 20 points down.
I
If you can see
yeah, I
that.
think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know 20 points would make a difference.
I mean, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah,
So
true.
I think, yeah, and I think it goes to what you're saying before. They're trying to tip it towards using coalesce, less casting,
Mm, mm,
because
mm,
they really need the Carnosaurs in that army. Anyway,
mm.
so that's speculation. Anyway, I've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes. What do you think about this? Because you have had a look at the War Scroll update. I mean,
I
Battle
had
Scroll
a
update.
I had a small look. I was looking
Anything
at
excited you? Yeah.
I was looking at Soulblight Gravelord and Flesh Eater Court. It's
Hmm.
not bad, but Nagash got points way down.
Yeah, yes. I
Yeah.
guess Nagash was catching up, right? Because all the other death factions already had his points at the right level, like 860.
Mm-mm.
Fresh Eater was out of date.
But
Zombie Dragon 70 down. Yep.
yeah, I think when the book first came out, Soul Bright Graveyards had cheaper monsters compared to them. So
Where
now I
is
think
Soul
this,
Blight? I'm trying to
if you
think.
go down,
Oh,
the
down.
next
Okay.
page, yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yep.
yeah. So they were cheaper. I think Zombie Dragon, see, they were 260 points before that. Now they were 250. But if you
Mm.
go to the Flash Eater Court, they were like
Yeah, yeah.
about 300 something. Yeah. So I think they
Which
make
is
that
just out of
adjustment.
date, right?
Yeah. So they make that adjustment. So both of them would have the
Okay.
same monster point. So yeah.
Okay.
So one could play like tons of terror guys and zombie dragons in the army as a battle line.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want to do? Is
Well,
that on your battle line list today?
no, it's not. Apparently, it's not.
Okay. All
Maybe I
right.
should. Yeah, yeah.
We'll get on to that.
No,
Well,
but
I
we're
mean,
doing, we're doing order anyway. So
oh yeah, we're doing order. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. Actually, worth mentioning because we're talking about order. I was excited about Questa Soul Swan because I just painted
Oh
them.
yeah.
I'm so glad they went down 20 points.
But look
Evidence
at,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah,
Just painted. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um. So
But
that's good.
Fender's Hammerhand,
Yeah.
the first,
Why? You know, it's
the
like
first hero. Oh, I
why
I
bother
have him
fixing?
painted.
Oh, yeah, true. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but on the Sylvaneth, I was happy with that. Besides
Mm.
Strycher, I use all of them, so I'm happy with the drops
Okay,
on the
okay.
Lario. I was hoping to
Mm.
drop more, but anyway. So I think in the Warhammer community, other people have done shows about the battle scrolls already, right? So we're not going to
Mm.
go too much into it. I think it's
No.
kind of healthy what they've done. I'm
Yeah.
shocked they didn't change the Carrigan Overlords a lot, but anyway, I guess that's okay. Yeah. Um, I'm glad they made some positive changes on the the field bad stuff. I guess essentially the Fusiliers. I was really worried about that because if
Mm.
they kept it broken, I don't know whether to play with my cities or not because I don't want to give everyone a hard time. I'm not a meta, obviously. Yeah, I mean yeah. I already made videos about my CanCon experience, so I'm not going to
Yeah,
go into
yeah.
that again. But
Mhm.
my list was just, yep, he's a piece, paying that one, paying that one, paying that one. So definitely not meta. Okay, so if you want to check out more on the Battle Scroll stuff, yeah, have a look on other channels. I think actually Rob, the Weekend Wargamer, did a pretty good one recently, so check that out. But I guess the overall Jits is it's healthy. Yeah, it's good. If
Mm.
you got points drop, great. Right? If you got 2 inch reach now, great. So let's move on to the most exciting part of the show today, or at least in my opinion, because we are talking about our best and the worst picks of battle lines within the Grand Alliance order. Now, does any of these make the list? We don't know. Yeah. So the format we
Ah.
can go through is I asked Josh to pick his top three and his bottom three based on his understanding. He's a big collector, so he's been following the rules a long time. Now I'm an order hoarder, so this is my bread and butter, I guess, in a way. I have most of those units. Um, yeah, so I have played a lot of them, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you guys. So we're going to go through 3 units each, and we all will get a chance to talk about why we think it's deserving that spot, and
Mm.
then the other will get to challenge that standing. Like, why is Famous Elias number one on your list, John? We don't sound like I'll be like, it's
Good effort. Good
not. Yeah. Okay. Now, what we've taken into consideration for this list is if it's a conditional battle line, it's you get a bit of debuff on the score, right? So, of course, the score is very personal. It's very subjective anyway.
Mm.
Um, disclaimer, right? This is just our subjective view because it's fun to do, fun for debate, I guess. But let's go, yes, and we'll talk through it. That's probably the better way. So my list first because I compiled this PowerPoint before. So
Detective
my
Maya
top three.
Patel.
Okay, does any of these surprise you, Josh?
Wait, what's Detective Maya Patel?
Sorry, what?
Your second choice.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so funny. I just cut and pasted some. Okay. Well, I'm
I
gonna
did
have to
not
fix
know
that.
there's a
Yeah,
unit called
yeah.
Detective Maya Patel.
Detective Maya Patel. This is gonna be. This is gonna be
Oh
me, my
man,
armies
I
forever.
think that's my best. That's your best list.
Oh, that's
Your
so good.
top.
I'm crying.
It's
All
up
right.
there.
Okay. So for the rest of us who's watching, let's go through these names first because I got made a typo, and then we can go from there. Okay. So the first one is
Uh,
Tree Revs. So they are a battle line. They are just a stock
mm,
standard battle line in the Sylvaneth army. The reason why is on my top. Actually, first one is if if I play Sylvaneth, I would
mm,
play a Tree Rev. And also, if I play any other order army, I would wish that I can allied in a Tree Rev. And the reason is for 110 points,
mm.
not only are they beautiful to look at, they
Yeah.
are great models to look at. They also kind of do decent stuff. They walk decent, they fight decent. Their saves is not, they actually have a save. But most importantly, they can teleport every turn. So there's no condition. You don't have to roll anything. You just teleport. So if you're 5 out, you're good.
Wait,
That is
like
amazing. Yeah.
they teleport everywhere, anywhere?
They teleport anywhere. Yeah. Now, you have just seeded some doubts into my head. So I'm going to look it
Yeah.
up right now.
I
Um,
I read something like
Sylvaneth.
this, but like they only can teleport near some terrain.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Musician. So I'm going to read this out. And of course, you guys can find the script online. So every one model in 5 inside
Mm,
this unit can be a musician. If you have
yep,
a musician at the start of your movement phase, it can walk the spirit path instead of making a normal move. If it
yep.
does so, remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. That's word for word what it says on the wall.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. I did not know that. Wow. That's very good.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
you can walk them up to block stuff because 110 points. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can just teleport anywhere outside of 9, it's
Yeah, it's pretty good.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
And they're beautiful to look at. All right.
Yeah.
So that's my
Okay.
first one. Now the
Yep.
second one, Detective Maya Patel. She is a Dracothian Fulminator. Now, why are they so good? And the downside, why they're so good is they're always reliable and they're always a threat. I have never had anyone leave Maya Patel on the board ever, right? If they see her, they're gonna go, I'm gonna allocate some resource to remove them or tie her up. Right. First turn
Mm,
or second turn. As long as
yeah.
you're in range, it's
Yeah.
gonna be like that. So the basic stats of the Fulminator is it hits like a truck. That's a stat. Okay,
Mm,
that's not true. So it's three up save, um, six six wounds per model. So you got 12, and then they walk 10. Now, naturally, the dragons can shoot fire that does mortal wound in a 12-inch distance, which is pretty good,
yeah.
which means
Yeah.
striking distance, right?
Yeah.
And then the dragon can fight 3 attacks each, 2 rend, 2 damage. Amazing. And then the
Mm.
most important thing is when you fulminate, when you charge in there, you you get +2 to damage. Like what? What? Did I hear that right? Yes, you get
Yeah.
+2 to damage. So they do 5 attacks each with their huge weapon, right? That you can kind of
Mm,
see in that in the photo.
mm.
5 attacks each for each rider, 2 rend, 3 damage. Like what? Now,
Yeah.
why is it so good? Is if you're a battle line, the way I think about it at least is it's not a written rule. So for anyone who's watching, so battle line, you don't have written rule that you have to do rank and file, But
Mm.
and you also don't have to capture objectives per se. But in my mind, the battle line should play that role of screening, moving the army up, and capturing objectives. So why this one is so good is if they have got an equivalent, let's say 2 units of 10, or 2 sets of tree revs, right? A reinforced tree rev, which will probably
Mm.
never happen, but the 224 of tree revs, if they're sitting on an objective, I fly my Patel in there, and the Fuminators would just clean up most of them, and then capture the objectives because they have so many wounds, so they count, and they just do pure carnage, and then 3 up save if they get strike back. So I think it's
Mm.
just fantastic. Yeah, it's always good. I've played them so much. Now's the case of, do I even want to play them again? Because there's so many fun units to play. But they're always.
Mm.
So if you're a new player, highly recommended. Pick up one of those. Okay, now the last one.
Well,
Yeah. So
well, pick up one of
oh,
those
you
until.
get your chance after. All right. So I'm gonna go
Oh,
through the
okay,
list
okay,
first.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
And then the last one is Karazai the Scarred. Now I have him on my top 3 because in the new Army of Renown, he can be a battle line. So a bit of points
Oh,
off
okay.
to be a battle line. But because he can be a battle line now, he is just pure carnage as a battle
Mm.
line. Yeah, you fly him in, it's guaranteed a good time. Even if you roll terrible, it's a great time. So there's a there's one thing on his war scroll which they debuff now, by the way, right? And I think it's a healthy thing as well. So it's called his Tower of Annihilation. Within 3 inches of the model, you get that many attacks, and the
Yeah,
tower really does a lot of damage with rank.
yeah.
Now, if you fly them into, I don't know, a horde of skeletons or somewhere behind the back,
A horror
you're gonna
geeks.
do like incredible amount of damage to 1 unit. So before the update, you could target multiple units, which is a pure scam. But now you have to focus everything on 1 unit, which I think it's better, right? Not all the attacks, it's just the tail. But anyway, so my point is he's always carnage, so it's great. He's probably the best looking battle line ever out there. I
Hmm.
challenge.
Hmm.
Um, anyway, this is my turn, right? Then you get to
Oh, sorry.
you get to challenge me.
I'm just
Um,
making noises. Hmm.
and I think if I was coming into the game to Age of
Yeah.
Sigmar and I know I can use him as a battle line, I would be so happy because I actually wanted to play big dragons for a long time. So now he's
Mm.
battle line and he's got cheaper than when they released him. I think it's fantastic. But of course, the downside is he is, I think, the most expensive battle line in the game right now. So he's
Oh.
510 points, ridiculous
Ah.
amount of points. But he is a
Yeah.
big unit, right? He's a big,
Mm.
unique unit. So that's why he's so expensive. And for a battle line, he's incredibly hard to carry because everything else is like the size. I don't know if you can see. He's like 2 inch tall, and that guy
Yeah.
is massive. So okay, so that's my list. What do you think? Go on, give it to me.
Okay, so Karasai needs a condition. Like you need to play. He's a army of
Yep, you
renown,
need to
right?
play the new
Yeah.
Army of Renown. Yep.
So you need to play. You need to get. Is it Ionis?
Yes, you need to
Yeah,
play the
yeah.
Stormling. Yep.
So he needs him, but yeah, it's pretty cool. That's not bad.
Okay.
Uh,
Any of my top 3 you don't agree with, like you have, or any strong argument you think they don't deserve the spot?
no, not really. I think they're pretty good. They're pretty good on the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I didn't put Fuminators. Actually, disclaimer. There's so many good units to put on
Wait,
there.
is it
So it's really hard
Mattel?
to choose.
Is it Maya Patel Femininators?
Yeah, they're Fuminators. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was going to say Fusiliers. Yes, Fusiliers.
Oh, Fusiliers. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But I think Fusiliers by themselves without buff is, yeah, just not it. And I don't think we should
Hmm,
do it with buff because otherwise the list will be way too long.
way
Right.
too long. Ah, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, Fusiliers would get a spot. I think because
Yeah.
right now there's just pure carnage. Okay. Now, if you don't have anything on that, maybe we move to your list. Dun. So Josh's top three. I'm going to let you talk through them.
Okay. So the first one will be, I think out of the top three, I could say Saurus Warrior would be the number three. They are great models. 4+ save with 2 wounds and 2 attacks. If they're trying to contest an objective or wholly within your territory, they get 3+ save, which is pretty good. And I think after combat ends, you get to roll a dice for every model that's on the unit. Is that right?
Within 1 inch. Yep. You
Yeah,
choose.
within
You
one
can, you
inch.
can pick one enemy unit, and any models within that you can bite.
Yeah, as long as you're touching one enemy
Yeah.
unit.
1 inch.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, and then you can roll for a bite, so it's like extra damage. So
Mm.
yeah, it's pretty good on its own as
Okay.
Soros
Yep.
warrior. Yep. So my top number two will be
Check.
the Venari Wardens.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Water.
I think we had a discussion earlier about you say that them being quite a good battle line unit. So I actually went and check it, and they are really really good because like they are wizard if you have 5 or more models. 6+ you can cause mortal wound. They have a spell that if you cast it, it becomes 5+ on mortal wound. Hit to roll to hit. Sorry. They got a 4+ armor save. If they are charging, you add +1 to your wound roll, and you improve your rank by 1. And then if they're all touching together, you -1 hit roll from any other attacks that comes in. So that's pretty good. Like it has so many things for just one unit without relying on anybody or any buff or anything. So yeah, it's my top. Here's my second. Sorry. So the top one would be the Storm Drake Guard. Cause first of all, they're dragons with wings. What's not to like? And then and they're pretty good. Like if anybody casts any spell on them, you can just roll a dice. 50% you ignore the spell or anything or any spell, and then you can sling a model if it's like I think after combat you pick a unit, you roll a dice. And if it's more than what the unit's wound, you kill it instantly. So like something like dragging the unit up in the air and
Into the
just throwing him
temples.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh so yeah, that's my top three. Anything you want to challenge?
Oh yeah, I do. You know what? I right before when I was double checking my list, I was thinking, I don't know, is um is Wardens like a bottom three? Now here's why, right? I think it's not that by themselves they're terrible. I think it's just that I'm thinking if I didn't have to get a Warden, I will actually use something else as a battle line. So that makes me
Okay.
think they're not that great. But are they terrible? No, right? 550 points. I think they do decent amounts since they're a wizard. It's like one of the only battle line wizards.
No, was
They're
it?
not many battle line wizards.
I think that the archers, the sentinels, is it?
Yeah. So if you run these, then you can run sentinels as
Yeah,
a battle
yeah.
line.
Well,
But if
sentinels are better line as well, I guess.
yes, yeah. So I mean, if I get to choose, I would just run sentinels and not have wardens.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But
me. Yeah.
they make it so that you
You
have to
kind of
run.
you kind of have to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
But you need someone to screen your archers anyway, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
guess.
it
Yeah.
depends.
Because
Yeah, it depends.
yeah. So I'm not sure about that one, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And if you were screening for the archers, they might be playing Halon, right? If you play Halon, then I'm going to use the wind charges as the battle line instead because they move faster and they can move and shoot and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, it
Whereas the
depends. It
Warden
depends
just
on your
tank.
it depends on your composition of army, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But we're just talking about battle line on its own without.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the function of the battle line, right? So
Okay, okay.
for them to screen, I don't know. Maybe I would just use the wind charges instead. But anyway, yeah, I understand that. Storm Drake Guard, I'm also not sure. I think they're really cool. Yeah, but they are quite expensive. I think the problem for me with them is for the points that they're worth,
Mm,
they don't have enough bodies to contest the objectives um, that the battle lines will need to do. Because I think if you run Storm Drake Guards as a battle line, you're
mm-hmm.
probably going full Storm Drake Guards, and you just go ham with the charges with the lance. I'm guessing, yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
a
yeah,
huge fan of them.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and then if you kill them, if you kill your opponent, great, and
yeah,
you just hope that you can kill enough to get the objectives.
yeah.
Because if you reinforce them, they'll be like, I don't know, 600, what, 600 something points?
Yeah,
Aren't they
yeah, yeah. I
340
think
right now?
it's 340. It's 340.
Yeah, so about 700 points. So for
Yeah.
that's a lot for 4 models, but they're great, right? Especially when you rally two of them back on reinforced model. So that's pretty cool. Uh, Saurus Guards, I thought about it. I really like the model. Sorry, I'm challenging all your top three here, but
Never happy.
but
Man.
but
Totally never happy.
but I was just thinking earlier that I would pick the Raptidons instead of the Saurus Guards, and the
Mm-hmm.
reason is I think actually the Saurus Guards are really solid. Yeah, especially when you're in Coalesce. Um, yeah, they're just so survivable. But
So, oh, really?
because they're 180 points right now, I think. They are
Yeah,
4 up save. They get
yeah,
+1 in save when they're in as you have written there before, when you're in your territory or if you're
yeah,
contesting objective, which is most of the time, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, but if you run the clubs, then it's 1 inch attack. If you run the spears, it's 4 to hit, which is not great.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I think they're still good, right? I think they're conditional in a way that if you run Coalesce, they're great. If they're Starborn, I think they're kind of useless. Because I did run them, and I found they were not very useful.
Oh, they're more like anvil rather than
Yeah,
hammer.
yeah. Oh no,
Yeah, yeah,
totally. They're totally an
yeah,
anvil. Yeah, but if
yeah.
you run, I found that if I ran Starborn, having more Saurus guards would be just way better because you
Oh,
protect
Saurus
your
card.
heroes, you still
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
not
Saurus
as
cards are
neat to use.
more useful in. It depends on your composition. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because
I
I
think.
know that you run more wizards,
Yeah,
so having bodyguards makes more sense in your army,
yeah,
I guess.
huge
Yeah,
difference. Yeah,
yeah,
I can
yeah,
imagine if you run Coalesce and you run 20 of them. I mean, they are so hard to kill. Especially, I think
yeah,
right now it's -1 damage, right? So you
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much can't kill them, which is great. Yeah, okay, great models though. I really like. Yeah, so
Oh. It's like I remember the previous Saurus model, and they were a bit dorky compared to this one. This one
yeah,
they look so mean. They look so solid. Yeah,
yeah, they are. Yeah,
yeah.
very solid. So, okay, now that's our top three. If anyone agrees with this when you watch it later, yeah, please leave it in the comment if you want to challenge some of us. By the way, so I did mention this isn't a live show, and what I mean by that is because it's the first time we do a live show, we just want to get it right before we let everyone know that it's on. As you know, we changed the time already today, so that's like part of the reason we're just trying to get stuff ready. So that's
Mm.
why we're not expecting a lot on the live show. Anyway, I'm waffling on that now. My point is, hopefully in the future we'll do more live ones, and it's going to be scheduled, and so you can join in the conversation, right? But right now, it's almost like a pre-recorded show, which is fine. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe and send your friends over here so we can grow our channel. All right. Now let's move over to my bottom three. All right. I think as I was going through this, I was thinking, no matter what I put on this list, I'm gonna get flack. So I might as well do it based on what I really think. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, and with that, let me share that screen again. Let's go. All right.
Detective Maya Patel. Oh, this is
Yeah.
yeah, this is my top
Okay.
three. Oh, okay.
So this is my bottom three, and let me explain. Okay.
What?
Judicative Skybolts. I okay. So for the pluses, they were my first painted units in Age of
Mm,
Sigmar ever. So
mm.
I have a good experience with them, and I used to run them with Thunderbolt Volley. Great. Okay. Now since then they've changed it a bit. Thunderbolt Volley, you can't run it with a reinforced unit, so they could run fives, which
Yeah.
means they're 200 points for 5 models. You get
Oof.
2 attacks each, and the
Yeah.
boss can have a special bow, which does more attacks. So you do D6 attack instead, but you don't mortal wound on sixes, which
Mm,
is not very good because I think in the Stormcast roster, there are plenty of units that does mortal wounds now. Um, you don't need the sky bolts to get those sixes to do mortal wounds. They move 5, they shoot 24, which makes a threat range of 29. Not good. If I was using my cities and I see judicators, I'm going to be laughing inside because they're just terrible that way in my mind.
mm,
Right?
mm.
Now, so counter argument is, well, what if I run a big block of them? Well, in my head anyway. Why don't I take my 15 judicators as one reinforced unit, drop them in the back, and then shoot the crap out of something? Well, if I was going to do that, I would do much better if I take a reinforced unit of a different kind of shooter and drop them in the back and shoot them. Like, for example, I'm thinking if I run Tempesters, they're going to do so much better. If they run the crossbows with the Judicators, they're going to do so much better. So it's almost like in every single way, I can't justify fielding the Judicators with Skybolts anymore,
Mm,
and that's why it's my absolutely worst unit on my list. Right? There
mm.
are all my other, pretty much all my other battle lines that I own, I can think of ways to play them, except the guys on this list, right? So that's why they're here. There's probably another couple that didn't make it, but these are the worst. Okay, second one, Krondus. All right, Krondus. The name is Krondus, son of, but I
uh,
don't care because as a battle line, he's just ridiculous. All right, so all right, let's talk about the good things first. Um, he
compliment
is
sandwich.
still big, yep, and he's still good looking if you paint him well. But now let's
You
go on.
paint it well, don't you?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
So he
So
is the
humble.
second most expensive battle line next to Karazai, but he
Mm,
doesn't do a lot compared to Karazai. Okay, he does some stuff, but his spells are hard to cast, which means you need the buff to cast it. And then
oh,
the next
really?
part is it's ridiculous for his points. You get no ward save, you don't get a lot of damage, and you have
Mm,
no bonus to unbind. For
mm.
a model of that many points, it's just purely it's just
It's
ludicrous. Like
like
if you
Nagasha.
run a Lariel, right? Lariel's
Yeah.
800 points right now. If you summon a 250 point unit, makes her 550 points. She's better than Krondus, I would argue, in every single way.
How about Nagash?
Nagash is death, right? So different.
Oh,
And
well,
Nagash,
I mean, what if? What if?
what if? Okay, okay, good one. Because you know how I think about Nagash. I think Nagash and Krondus are two of the most useless big models ever.
Which one
So
is more useless?
I would say Nagash in the way that
What?
okay. Quick explanation because I haven't
Okay.
played Nagash much, but based on what
Okay.
I know, Nagash,
Yeah.
and I just sold him. Yeah, actually just happened 2 days ago. So the issue of Nagash is, in my mind, he's got a lot of cast, which is great, but in
Yeah.
order to get the most out of him, he has to be in casting range of the enemies. Right? I'm not talking
Okay.
about the hand of dust, right? Or finger of dust, whatever it was. Like instantly kill a unit for anyone who doesn't know. So when he gets that spell off, you've got 50% chance to kill a model, right? Which is insane. Fantastic. So you can Archeon him. But the problem is, you got to be right next to Archeon. And if Nagash is right next to Archeon, he's not going to survive.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much.
He's got a terrible ward save. He casts a lot of spells, but so what? And of course, you can't cast the same spell more than once, except
Mm.
I think Arcane Bolt in this case. Who cares? That's like 8 mortal wounds for I don't know how many points, 860. I think that's just not good. Sure, he has got other buffs, which is great, but for the points, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. So great question. I think Nagesh is up there with Prondi. All right. Last one. Maya Patel's friend. Sorry, that's going to sound bad for people who missed the context. So, Dracosian Guard Desolators are the worst battle lines. Now, so first up, they're conditional battle lines. So you can only pick them, they're Hammers of Sigma. But I guess a
Mm.
lot of armies is going to be Hammer of Sigma because you get a 6 pass. What's safe next to objectives. But the problem is he is 200 points and he just doesn't do anything for 200 points, in my opinion. So can he fight? Yes, he can fight a little bit. His attack profile now is 5 attacks, and if he's facing another unit that has got more models than him, which is most of them, they get +2 to attack, not damage, but just attack. So the attack is still 1 damage. So
Mm.
whereas the Fulminator, if you charge, you get like 5 attacks, 3 damage each. This guy, you get 7 attacks, 1 damage each. Who cares, right? It's just bad. So it's not that it's a straight out terrible unit, but for the points and in terms of other battle lines that you have access to, he's right down the bottom. Like if you see
Mm.
someone picking him, unless he's a pro player, like recently there was a list with a lot of Dracothian guards. I
Yeah.
think someone ran 4 Fulminators, some Desolators, some Concussors, some Tempestors. It's just a whole lot of Dracothian guards. That's cool. But if you had just randomly have like 2 models of them in unit as a battle line, terrible choice. Terrible.
Mm.
Just
Mm.
run Vanquishes or even Vindictors. Way better. So that's my bottom 3. What do you think? Okay. Now I'm open for you to talk the crap out of my choices.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with the top three. But I was quite surprised that Judicators were one of your top bottom three.
Yeah? You think
Yeah,
so?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, oh, okay. You use this unit quite a lot, but
I used to love it. I mean, it was my first unit ever,
yeah,
right? So I
yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of attachment to it, but it's just still crap. It's just so bad right now. Like,
Mm,
actually, one day I took it. I took 10 Judicators to play a friend as a
mm,
handicap to me
mm.
for my friend because they just don't do much. Like they went pew 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 pew, and then they do what 4 wounds, 6. I think what they did 6 wounds, 400 points. Who cares? And then they can't fight at all. So
Mm,
after the shooting is yeah, game over. But anyway, that's my view only, right? Yeah.
mm. I think they're gonna get face out or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if they phase out the
Yeah,
adjudicators, but
yeah,
I'll be sad because I have like so many of them. I have so many,
yeah.
man.
That's yeah. Well, that's the risk of yeah.
You know what? We should do a show next time to talk about who we think is the highest contenders that's going to be phased out in Age of Sigmar 4.0. But that's a different. Okay, now, do you want to now go through your bottom 3 now? Because I don't have them. Do you want me to show your PDF or you want to
Yeah,
show
yeah.
your screen?
Let me just show you my PDF.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's give me a moment and I'll sort that out. Um, does anything in my list surprise you?
The adjudicators.
Except adjudicators.
Yeah, just the adjudicators.
Okay, all right.
But the other two is like, oh, okay, right. It does make sense.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to Josh's list. Okay. Thanks. Let me move our faces out of the way. Okay,
so
so
so so
what
my
do we have
bottom.
here?
Yeah. So I think these are the
Berserker.
Vulcanites berserkers.
Okay, you want to talk through
Yeah.
that quickly?
Well, my top bottom three, sorry. It's basically mostly just on looks. Uh,
Okay, all right. Fair enough. That's your
okay,
personal list.
okay.
Yep.
So Volcanite
Talk to
Berserkers
me
are
about it.
like,
Yep.
yeah, they are like, they're supposed to be like fire slayers in a battle line unit. Fire slayers are like the old dwarven berserkers back in those days where
Mm.
I think they, yeah, I'm not sure what the laws are, but I think they are like they have an oath that they need to kill something before they die or something, or they die
Oh, okay.
trying.
Interesting.
Yeah, something like that. So now they are like an army of their own. But the model that it came out is just they're having all these artwork poses. It's
Well, this
like,
guy looks pretty mean, like the guy at the front.
yeah, I don't know. Okay, the guy in the front is okay, but if you check
Okay.
the guy at the back,
Okay. All right.
the guy with the horn, he's holding his horn like that.
The
And he's holding it like,
this guy, right?
yeah, the
Right.
position.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward.
Man, you
I don't
pose
know.
well as a fire slayer, man.
Huh?
You pose
I don't
really
know.
well as a fire
No,
slayer.
but they just they should put the X down if they're standing still. I don't know. If they're charging, then you should run like that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, they are berserkers, so I mean, I wouldn't know. Actually, I would know because
Yeah,
I'm berserk
yeah.
before. But yeah,
So
maybe.
pure,
Yeah.
yeah. But the whole army is like feel like it's too much because they all have the same pose or the same look. They don't have any variety or anything like that. But they're the latest. I think their latest Fire Slayers. For Warcry, it's pretty good. It's really really good. That
Okay.
one is really good. Yeah. So this one is one of my bottom three just because purely on looks.
Purely on looks. But
Yeah. It's
do
just,
people play this unit? Like, is it a decent
I think
unit?
they have to because they got no choice.
Oh, don't they have any conditional battle lines?
I
I
think
just
they have an. It's
look at it.
they're I could be wrong, but they only got a few choices. It's either this, that, or that's it.
Yep. They've got sling shields and yep, berserkers. And
Yeah, they're the
then
same, just a different weapon
yeah,
output.
yeah. Okay, they've got some other conditional battle lines, but this is the only one of 10 models, I think. Actually, they
Yeah,
don't really have a lot of models, do they?
yeah. They they were. I think they were one of the first armies in Age of Sigmar.
Okay,
One
yep.
of one of the first waves. I think they came out with Stormcast first, and then Khorne, and I think it's them or
Okay,
maybe the Orcs. I'm not
okay.
sure, but
All right.
yeah,
So your point is they're old and
it's so
ugly.
old. They haven't refreshed it. Uh,
Okay,
yeah, they haven't really refreshed it. They came out with some newer models which look actually those are quite good. But
okay,
yeah, and then they're just old.
okay.
So they're
Fair
just
enough.
bottom.
Fair enough. You want to go on to
Yeah.
the next one now?
Okay, the next one. Uh,
Stormcast. All right.
I think these are the the one battle line that almost nobody use in any army. I think I have never seen anybody using this so far.
Okay.
Uh, the models actually look great. It's not bad. It's quite nice, but I think because Stormcast the range is so big
Yeah.
that I think these are the last unit get picked as a battle line.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I play Stormcast, so I can speak to that. I think they are not great in my books because they kind of try to do both like Lumineth. So I think
Ah, okay.
in the in your combat phase, I mean, in your turn, you can choose whether they're going to be, I think, +1 to save, or
Mm,
or they do something else. I
one
can't remember
damage,
exactly what it is.
extra attack or something like that. I think can't remember.
One or the other. So I
Yeah,
mean,
one or
if
the
you have
other.
a
Yeah.
default 4+ save, that's not really
Mm.
great because I mean, your picture of 10 models, but really it comes with 5.
Yeah,
So
it's only
five
come with five.
models, they don't fight very well.
Yeah.
They 2 up. I mean, 4 up save. I might as well run vanquishes, and I hate
Yeah.
vanquishes, right? Yeah. So okay, yeah. No, I
I
I
think
can see that.
I think people. like compared to them and liberators are the first, the guys with the hammer and the
Yeah,
shield.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, I think people will pick liberators over them as well.
I don't know why people would pick them.
Yeah,
I guess, I mean, because I joined Age of Sigma late, right? So
yeah. But there are
uh,
people, I heard of people actually picking liberators because they are quite good with objective or something like that.
okay, I'm looking that up
So
now.
yeah,
What a
so some people
liberator
still
class.
still play with liberators. So, but I think
Oh, okay, so Liberators has a rule that called lay low the tyrants. At the end of the combat phase, you can pick one enemy unit that is both within 1 inch of this unit and 6 inch of an objective. Roll dice on a 4+, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Cool. I like that. Didn't know that.
hmm,
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, I won't buy any of these models because they don't look very good. Yeah.
they're not bad, but they're
They're
just
not
not bad.
bad.
Yeah, they're just
They're
not bad.
just not bad.
Yeah.
In fact, my first models I ever painted were probably Sequitas from Underworld. There's a warband.
Wait. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember the name of it now. Some
It's,
Iron Soul. But anyway, this is
yeah,
your
Iron
list.
Sword.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna let
yes,
you talk
yes,
about
Iron
this. Yeah.
Sword.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so and my last one. Yep, the Triads.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Talk to that.
okay, mainly because the Triads are meant to be from the old world or the Warhammer Fantasy. So they haven't updated the Triads yet. I'm hoping that they will update one day to the new Triads. But I mean, they're okay, but they're not very useful. I don't know. Is it useful in your army, John?
Yeah, they are good. So I'm
Oh,
surprised you put
okay.
them in there. Yeah. Now he's the reason why. I guess for the people who don't know the faction,
Mm,
they they may not read all the details, which is the most important part. So their war scroll is they have got 5 up, 7 move, 1 wound each, 6 bravery, which is kind of crap. 100 points, especially when you have tree rev, right? The other one on my
mm,
list before. Now the killer feature of these guys is an ability called Blessing of the Forest. Okay,
mm,
so it reads here: subtract 1 from hit rolls and wound rolls for attacks that targets this unit while it is wholly within 9 inch of an overgrown terrain feature or an
mm,
awakened wildwood. So
mm,
what that means is pretty much as long as these guys are fighting in formation. So next to a wildwood, which next to a hero that can become a special terrain feature, overgrown feature, whatever it might be, they're
mm.
-1 to hit and -1 to wound.
Yeah, it's very good.
So what happened is one time I've taken this list with 10 dryads
Yeah,
to a 1 dayer,
yeah.
and those dryads last forever.
Ah,
It was right
interesting.
next to so the one group of dryads and Lady of Vines pretty much hold an entire flank for one game,
Oh, oh
like
wow.
for 4 turns. So they died in the 5th turn. So half the time, Lady of Vines didn't get the 5 up ward, but
Yeah.
because I can Mythic Shield the Dryads, and then of course all
Ah,
out
okay.
defense, -1 to hit, -1 to wound. If
Yeah.
it's in a tight position, like I got a chance to position it, they were so good for 100 points. That's amazing. And the other guy
Mm.
was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it! Like I can't get past these crappy 100 point models." Yeah, I mean, I don't think they are gonna survive a Fuminate. Like, if my
Yeah.
Patel comes in eventually. But
They
they're
can't
the gold
survive Detective
standard of
Patel.
cavalries, right? Um, but I mean, if you run normal units on them, I think they're not easy to remove unless you have very bad luck. But yeah, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, model. I can't challenge you. I don't. I think they don't look very good neither. Okay, so
They,
on your three, right? So you've got the Dryads, you've got Sequitors, and you've got the Berserkers. Okay,
yeah.
you said the Berserkers is in your bottom three because of how they look.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with you too much. I mean, I don't have any dwarves in my order collection, so that speaks for itself. So fair, yeah, fair. I don't know how to play, and the fact that I've never played against berserkers, maybe that's on me. I know
Ah,
Chris
okay,
Moore
okay.
has he has a list of fair, interesting berserkers, but I've never
Oh,
played with it.
I heard was he the one with non GW
I
Berserker
I,
Army?
I don't know, but
Is that
he
he?
converted all his I think fire laser, like a female fire laser, something. I can't remember
Oh, okay,
something
okay.
like that.
Yeah, even he doesn't play the original models.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were kid bad, right? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway,
Oh man.
not about his army. I just thought
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah.
never played against Fire Slayer, so yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite interesting to play with them. I do have Underworld's Fire Slayers, and I think those models look better than this. So much better.
Good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
These are just old, right? So yeah,
No, it's just artwork pose.
these are really old, right?
They're not older than the Dryads. The Dryads are older.
Oh, but the dries actually play well, right? That's
Yeah.
the difference. These don't play well at all. Yeah.
Well, I think that's yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know anyone who plays it. So, but I feel like they are the battle line for the army. So you have to play them anyhow.
Yeah. Okay. So that
Yeah.
probably makes them the worst. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sequitors, yeah, they're pretty bad. I mean, they are right there with
Mm.
my choice, and also I think the flying guys. I forgot what's the name. What's the name now? Suddenly,
Oh, those with the
is it
wings.
Liberators?
Yeah, I can't remember.
No.
Wait, is the Liberators the battle line here?
Yeah, okay, the flying ones. Man, I
The
should know
flying,
this.
just call it the flying one.
I was just reading the Wardens of Everqueen. Oh, they are prosecutors. Yep,
Oh yes.
prosecutors are probably up there with these guys. My thoughts, anyway. Yep. Okay. Fine. In fact, I mean, for 110 points, there's no reason why you would not rather run Vindictors instead.
Mm.
They're so much better.
Yeah,
It's like
I heard good
every
things
way.
about Predictors.
Yeah, and they do mortal wounds as well, so it's like so
Yeah,
much better.
so much better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they are big old models, right? They are
Yes.
just old models. So there's that. And then last but not least, Dryads. I think the Dryads. Yeah, no, I have to say I don't agree with this one, like for the
Mm.
reasons I just mentioned before. In terms of models, I've got one good thing about these models, right? In terms of model,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so easy
Fair
to
enough.
paint.
Oh yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
they're
That's right. Yeah.
so good to
I
paint.
think I think if you were to start an army and this army looks like a beginners like it's a good army to start for new players. Yeah. Especially
You
when
mean
trying
to
to paint
paint?
them. To paint them,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Totally. Like if you run 40 dryads, it's so easy to paint.
Yeah,
And you can also do
just
tricky stuff with them. Yeah.
yeah.
Dry brush, yeah.
Dry brush and
Um
highlight.
yeah. And so disclaimer for anyone who's watching, if you're new to this, I'm just gonna say that Sylvaneth is not a great first army to play because they're
Oh.
quite complicated.
Oh really?
Do you remember I've played you against your Soulblight Gravelord once on your
A
Sylvaneth?
long time ago. Yeah, a
Was
long
my
time
Sylvaneth?
ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So I think the Sylvaneth is you got to measure all your distance and your spells really well, otherwise they do nothing. Like
Ah,
the strike and fade and all the range is super important. So if you get something
okay.
wrong, you're gonna have a terrible time, or
Okay.
for your opponent. Well, anyway, either
Yeah.
way. So,
Yeah.
um, not that Josh is wrong, just my opinion, right? Because I
Mm.
really struggled when I first tried. But you destroyed me, I think, when we played
Did
last
I?
time. Yeah, my memory maybe hazy, but yeah. So anyway, um, that's what we've got. Yeah, that's what we've got for you today. Um, did you guys agree with our list? Right. So quickly, if we go through them just one more time, uh, my bottom three, I've got Grundy, I've got the Judicative Skybolts, and the Dracosian Desolators. think they're terrible. All right, Desolators. When I Google them, there are lots of ones. So it's not the 40k one. It's probably not the cool ones. These are the rejects. Yeah. And then the top three we've got from Josh. He really loves the Saurus Warriors, Storm Drake Guard because they're Storm Drake Guards, and the Wardens, Wizard Battle Line, cool. And then for me, I've got the Tree Revs, most
Detective
wonderful
Maya
teleporting.
Patel.
Yep. Detective Maya Patel, not a joke. No. So they're Dracothian Guard Fuminators, people. And then Karazai Discard, just because he is so much fun to play. And if you put Karazai against someone who has never played Warhammer before, the first time they see him,
Oh,
they're gonna panic and do all the wrong things. Right. So he's cool. So that's our list. If you agree or disagree, yeah, leave us a comment. We'll have a think about it. But once again, of course, this is just our personal opinion, open to challenges and discussion. I hope more people get to watch this because this is kind of fun. And then, if depending on timing, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, we'll do the top three of another Grand Alliance. Which one do you want to do next, Josh?
uh, let's do
Death,
chaos.
destruction, chaos, chaos.
Yeah.
All right, okay. The hardest work because the slave to chaos has got what, I don't know, 300 different battle line options.
Maybe. I don't
All right,
know.
okay. So next week, next episode, we'll do the top and bottom three of chaos. Right. And hope you guys enjoy the show. If you do, and if you did, wow, my head's so much bigger. Please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. And yeah, we here talk about wargaming, Warhammer specifically. Hope to see you more in the future. And thanks, Josh. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Sean.
And for everyone else, happy Sunday and have a great week.
Bye.
See you next time.
Yeah.